All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Ain't no rules.
There is no plan.
No safety net.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The Three Noes Podcast.
Oh, pitter patter. Let's get at her.
Welcome to Three Noes Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
How you doing, boyo? Oh, that good, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, that good.
Oh boy,
It's been one of those weeks.
I could tell.
Right out the bat, okay? 228 days today.
Nice.
And I'm going to tell you that I almost didn't make it past 223.
Oof, that's a bad week.
Tuesday was not a good day.
No, what happened?
It was just one of those.
Just one of those
days. Yep.
Thanks, Fred.
We have a morning routine now, like, get up, go to the bath.
Okay, we're good.
His drink almost overflowed.
Yeah, it would have been better. It would have looked way better on video.
Yes.
That has not happened.
The gremlins are against us. So we have the morning routine.
Yes.
Because we both leave for work at the same time.
Yes.
Get up, go to the bathroom, and
shower together.
No.
Watch each other's back.
No. Nothing would get done.
You say that like it's a bad thing, though.
I would take it, but no. I take the dog for a walk.
Okay.
Try and get her to do her thing. And
give her a squeeze, like toothpaste.
Some days I feel like I want to. Like some days I need to. And then we got, we make sure she has her breakfast, eats before we leave.
Steak and eggs?
No. Well, more like there is a scrambled egg and bacon Caesar but that's more of a dinner thing. She doesn't get that for breakfast.
How's it taste?
I couldn't tell you.
Come on.
Nope, have not tried that.
How do you not poison test your princess's food?
I have not tried that. But so it started, what started setting things off is the routine got thrown out of whack.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She didn't want to walk, so I'm like picking her up, carrying her halfway down the street to get her to force her to walk.
Shake her out
a little bit, and end up walking way too long.
Uh-oh.
So we got back into the house. Now, Crystal and I leave at like 6:30.
Yeah.
We got back into the house at like after 10 o'clock, after 10 after 6. Like, yeah. So considerably less time to feed her. Plus, I haven't gotten my lunch and stuff ready to go. Like now I'm rushed, and the vibe is off.
The slightest inconvenience.
Yep.
Dude, I know that feeling.
Then I'm on my way to work.
Yep.
And I get cut off, almost get smoked by a large truck.
Of course.
Because
once that domino starts falling, the rest of them got to get going down too.
I get to work. Surprisingly, things as what there is at my work goes fine, but my mood is already off.
Yeah, you're sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yep. Nothing major occurs there outside of they had some roof work getting done.
Okay.
So we kept having to move a bunch of shit for them to get this skyjack in. And then we need to go over this way. So we had to move more shit. Like what they told us
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but they told us the initial plan, and then they went and changed their plan.
Of course.
So, a minor inconvenience because at least it was something to do, but still,
it's still a minor inconvenience.
Yep, on a day that's already had them.
So
things progress.
The compiling has started.
Yep,
or compounding,
and then I get the word that my plans for the evening were being canceled. No Madhouse this week.
No, what?
We were supposed to be at GME. Rob was under the weather. Rob's been up and down lately.
Okay.
So like, and that's not against him, like that's just what it is. He said something about medications because something changed, and I don't know. It's nothing but that, but I love to do podcasts. So
I am aware.
So when those things, get dropped, especially at the last minute, I try not to let it get to me. But now on a day that's already had a lot of stuff,
you needed your release.
I needed that, and that got taken away from me.
Yeah.
And then we have a friend who has depression issues.
Yes.
And those messages were starting up again.
And my depression issue is your depression issue.
Pretty much. So now I have that compiling on me. So by the time I got home from work, I was just miserable. Mm-hmm. Just miserable. And yes, the drive home from work, which I go home at like 11:30 to take the dog out again because she's getting older. Can't risk issues because we do come home to messes. Mm-hmm. So I go home. That was fine. That trip, surprisingly, went smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The drive home, however, you got the afternoon traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I got cut off 3 times.
That's not bad.
It's twice just on Richmond alone. Now it's just
reaching for the glove box gun.
Getting more tense. I get home from work and Crystal could just tell that I was miserable. And I'm like, it's just been one of those days. So she's going to go out to grab something for supper or whatever. Yep. And she just looks at me and is like, do you want anything? I said, yeah, a joint.
Oh.
And I was serious.
I figured you
would. If I would have went on my own, I probably would have. I'll be honest, that felt like a day where I might have caved.
Okay.
But I didn't leave the house. So I had that much wherewithal to not go there.
To stay in a spot where it's inaccessible.
Yes. If it was going to happen, she was going to have to provide, and she's not doing that. So
good for her.
Which is a huge step from where she was a long time ago. So, so I end up just basically not crashing out, but just locked myself away. I put on a movie I've never watched before. Not our typical kind of feel-good movie, but it was a feel-good movie. One I've seen clips for in a bunch.
Rambo, First Blood?
No, nothing like that, actually. No. It's a biopic.
John Wayne Gacy.
This is going to sound weird. No, it's called Temple Grandin.
The heck?
It's from 2010, starring Claire Danes as Temple Grandin, who in the, I'm not sure what, I want to say 50s, 60s. Temple Grandin was an autistic woman.
Okay.
Who she's a visual thinker. And autism, some people are brilliant.
Yep.
That's her. She looks at something and she sees everything in pictures and sees them differently and whatnot.
Okay.
Through this movie, she goes to college. Like she excels in her high school, goes to college for animal husbandry and some sort of design work. Ends up working ends up working for cattle farms.
Okay.
Ends up working in cattle. Like she goes to her aunt's cattle farm.
Okay.
For the summer before she goes to college.
Sure.
And that's where she gets to cows, like do something for her. Cows calm her and whatnot. She sees this thing that they put the cows in when they're giving them medications. It's like a squeezer.
Oh, it's called a crush.
A crush?
Yeah.
Well, she saw how the cows calmed down with that. She had an episode on the farm, put herself in it.
Okay.
Told them, close it, and it calmed her down.
Oh, she's the inventor of the weighted blanket.
Well, long before that, she made her own squeeze. She called it her squeeze box.
Okay.
Made a small version that she took to college. They fought with her to whether she could keep it,
okay.
But she ended up doing a blind study, getting other students to try it out and give her their feelings. And a large percentage of them did feel calmer in this box.
Okay.
It's like a hugging thing, like that kind of just, it worked.
Well, it's not a hugging thing. It's a trash compactor scene from Star Wars.
I agree, but that was her logic and it worked. So they let her keep it and all. She ends up designing the much more humane, what did they call it? A cow dip, because they run cows through a thing and then they got to go dip in the water to clean them and whatnot, right? Well, the way they were doing it, they're prodding them along. The cows are, booing. Some of them drown because they're freaked out.
Yeah.
She figured out, watching how the cows react and whatnot to the ranchers, she figured out how to design one that takes them in a pattern that keeps them calm. You don't have the poking and prodding, so they just calmly walk their way down, walk into the water, go through the water, come back up.
I've seen those things. They're like a circular thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have like fences in them?
Yep.
That kind of to regulate how many cows? I've seen those things.
She designed it.
Huh.
And then, like the end of the movie, spoilers, she redesigns a slaughterhouse.
Let me assure you.
She ended up designing a similar setup for the slaughterhouse.
Oh.
And her designs have been used in multiple slaughterhouses across North America now.
Yeah, because I definitely don't think it was used in the butcher shop that I worked in as a kid.
Probably not, but the end of the movie does say like she became a professor at University of Colorado, and her designs have been used in multiple slaughterhouses in Canada and the U.S.
Huh. Wow.
Because calm cows, they have less loss, right? You have less cows, breaking down, if you will, in the chute and whatnot.
Yep.
They just calmly walk to their deaths.
Boy, oh boy, I can hardly wait for the governments to implement this for the next lockdown.
Yeah, well, yeah. I did kind of have that thought.
How can we calmly walk these fucking humans into this death machine? That way.
Well, see, it's all a matter of what keeps men and women calm. They're separate things, right? Man, it's boobs. Just show us boobs and we'll follow the boobs.
That's true. Can't argue with that.
So, yeah, I watched that movie Tuesday night. Feel good movie. Claire Danes was really, really great in the role.
There's a name I have not heard in a very long time.
Honestly, me either. But this movie was from 2010.
That's reason enough.
Also had David Strathern in there in a small role as her high school teacher. You would remember him from The Expanse. He was one of the Belters. He ended up like sacrificing himself and getting sucked out into space.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That dude.
Yep.
There was a long time I got him and Dustin Hoffman mixed up because they look similar to each other. David, the first movie I ever saw David Strathern in, I thought it was Dustin Hoffman. It was Sneakers with Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix.
Yeah. Wow. That's an old one too.
But he was the blind guy in that. Whistler, they called him.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was the first movie I ever saw him in.
Yeah.
But didn't realize that was the same dude that I saw in all this other stuff over the years.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, Temple Grandin. It was a nice. I'd seen a bunch of clips on YouTube, and that's why I'd been pinging my radar. And you know what? Damn it! I'm gonna watch that. It'll make me feel good.
Our YouTube algorithm is vastly different. I think.
I'm quite sure it is. But that helped me get through that night. Calm me down. Just shut my brain off. I was staying off my phone.
You didn't. I noticed you didn't text me for some motivational. That
kind of situation, it was just nope, shut off. I don't want to deal with nobody.
I'm here to help you.
Now,
yes,
the rest of the week
totally would have helped.
In some ways, yes, you would have. No. Absolutely, you do have your ways.
Felt better after.
Yeah, there is that.
Sometimes I have pent up frustrations that I need to get.
That's what your kids are for.
I don't have any. Oh, I got one.
You got the one.
I got the one. Was it Wednesday?
But that was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday.
Wednesday, the mood was still kind of there, but lessened and things went smoother. And you know what? I did forget one step on Tuesday at work. The last half hour.
Did you go check out the 13th floor?
No, but we should mention that.
Probably.
Or we did last week, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah,
we did. Okay.
It was a good review. Anyways.
No, they had an emergency situation.
Oh, no.
I don't even know if I should talk about this on air, to be honest.
Did somebody get hurt?
No. But there was a lot of property damage.
A lot of property damage?
Yes. That's not at my work, not in the facility.
Oh, then you're fine. You're fine.
A city worker.
Oh, no.
Driving one of those really large lawnmowers, the tractors, the big ones.
Oh, no.
Yep. Found one of our vaults. One of the ones that are in the ground.
Yeah.
Yep. That feed. Well, this particular line cut the fiber to Pancor all the way to Mitchell's Bay.
You were the guy.
Not me.
Well, Because I did, like, Facebook lit up. I was like, Chatham Rant and Rave lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. What's going on with my internet?
It was a city worker hit one of our boxes.
Whoops.
Rough estimate, 20 grand. Oh. In the amount of materials and work hours to repair.
I thought those vaults were concrete or something.
No, some of them are, but no, most of them are not. I still don't understand fully how this happened because they are buried.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the lawnmower sank lower or something. I don't fully understand it. All I know is the top came off and it basically sucked up all the shit inside.
Oops.
Yeah. So they came in a half hour before the end of the shift on Tuesday with, we need this, we need this, we need this.
All hands on deck kind of thing.
An emergency repair situation we haven't run into a whole lot. So with our inventory system, it's handled differently, and found out after the fact that I did one step wrong.
Oh, no.
So, which took 2 days to fix.
Oh.
For the back end.
Do you know what it was?
Because finance is like up in a burr right now about everything.
Do you know what it was? Because it's Pancor, you gave him the English box and not the French box.
No, it was really just assigning where the materials are supposed to go financially.
Okay.
And I did not do that right. Again, we haven't had to do one of these in months,
Right.
so it's a matter of practice.
The binder's covered in dust and you couldn't find it. Just like, hey, fucking, here.
One
go.
extra. No, I did selecting things. I did them out of order, even though you would think it'd be 1, 2, 3. It actually goes 2, 1, 3.
Well, yeah, because, bureaucracy wants to keep everything nice and fucking smooth and streamlined.
And our company right now they're tightening a lot of financial stuff right now, like massively across the board. Every department is making cuts and accounting.
You have to get Rocky back on board. This way, the fucking ship rights itself. You're a rudderless ship.
I put it this way: we've had people in our warehouse, and I remember we're not part of the main office, that I've never met before.
Oh, coming to hide or
no, looking and seeing what's in the warehouse.
Oh, doing an audit.
Essentially, not doing a full audit, but they're at least seeing like,
wait a
okay,
minute.
you have all that, okay, and you have all that, okay, and they're looking to start selling a bunch of this shit.
Uh-oh.
A lot of it's old material that would never get used. It's not necessarily fiber material.
Should I be looking for a new server?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
It's just they're
getting me a little nervous
It's
here.
more a case of, at least with our warehouse, it's a case of they waited too long to take a look at what was getting thrown in this warehouse.
Yeah.
And now they're getting a burr on their butt.
Is this run the risk of being obsolete stuff that will not sell?
Yes.
A
bunch of it. Stuff that was an entire skid of brackets, what they call mast brackets. So you put them on the side of a pole to run conduit and stuff up.
Okay.
An entire skid of them. One box on this skid has, I think, 100 in it.
How many boxes on a skid?
I want to say in total about 80. Yeah, the person who does the ordering and whatnot, this happened before she was in that position. This is like 2 people before her kind of thing.
Okay.
That ordered an entire skid. She's been in contact with the original vendor. Yeah, they don't want to buy it back.
Well,
that's
no
more than
kidding.
that's more than what they would sell in a year, kind of thing. So yeah, apparently.
Has anybody been fired for this fucking fiasco?
That I'm aware of, no. Yet. So all we can do is they keep asking for numbers on different things.
eBay!
That may be. Some of it may be. They got like LTE material stuff, the sci-fi tower stuff, like extra materials, because they're decommissioning some of the sci-fi towers.
Have you guys looked at investing in Africa?
I don't know.
Tie some of the sci-fi shit to like giraffe necks or something.
I don't know if they still do, but they did have one office in like somewhere. I don't know if it's Africa or in like not quite like Saudi Arabia area. They had one random office in the Middle East somewhere.
Africa. Saudi Arabia.
I know. I'm saying they had Tech Savvy had at one time a random office somewhere in that part of the world.
Africa.
I know.
Middle East.
I get what
they're not close.
I get what you're saying, but I can't remember where this office was. All I know is, why does Tech Savvy, the Chatham Kent local company, had one random office over there?
Ask Rocky.
I never understood that.
Ask
but
Rocky.
I heard that and they're like, yep, it exists.
Somebody was on a fact-finding mission to see the feasibility of running fiber optic from Africa to Saudi Arabia.
That'd be one hell of a long underwater pipeline.
Exactly. The Houthis would blow the shit out of that.
Straight snake.
Get it?
So yeah, we had that shitstorm and that took 2 days to fix, but the friend with the depression issues, that just continued. To the point where there was a text argument going on.
I'm depressed. No, you're not.
Well, no. That part of the conversation ended fairly quickly with me.
Oh,
He went in another. He went in another direction with that one. But for me, it was something else. It was just about. It's all about words and how. When you try to say something and it gets misread.
Oh, out of context.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, how do you tell in a text when somebody's joking?
Well, usually slap LOL on it or a smiley emoji.
But if you don't,
JK.
Yeah, but if you don't put anything like that,
Well, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Then you just got to try and sort that shit out.
it's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then their self-esteem issues and whatnot. And it just ballooned to the point where it bubbled over. But it got smoothed over.
That was not the convincing face that I wanted to see off of Jason.
It got smoothed over.
Okay.
I mean, we hung out last night, so because there's no gaming, and that because of the mood, their state, they need that kind of interaction. So I was available. I had nothing planned.
Yeah.
So we hung out.
Cool.
And that was that. I haven't heard from him yet today.
Call him. Hey, how's the black dog treating you? You whiny bitch. No. Sometimes you got to go on the offensive.
Yeah, that's about all I can say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I can say about that. I probably said too much already, but it is what it is. And then, yesterday and, trouble at home that I can't get into.
I knew there was something wrong in Jasonville because of the lack of communication.
The lack of communication Wednesday, Thursday really was more a case of nothing going on, not doing nothing.
Yeah,
Which is not helped my mood either because, again, I'm an addict. I'm pushing my addiction in a different direction. I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to now the Commodore 64 emulator, playing Pool of Radiance.
You're just diving into new stuff. That's all it is.
Just distractions.
Yeah.
It's just distractions. Still not doing the stuff that I in my heart I want to be doing.
How is the dopamine hits?
Oh, they're there, obviously.
Fucking right.
It's pretty awesome when you're playing Pool of Radiance and you can just slaughter an entire village of nomads.
Fucking right. Nothing better than a little wholesale murder.
Yeah. That was my last adventure in that game. Was I took out a village of nomads. I could have parlayed them into a truce.
They deserved it.
Oh no, the equipment rewards were better.
Hey.
If I slaughter them, the boss has some better armor for one of my characters.
Fucking
so.
right. Hey, you're just looking out for yourself. Exactly. That's what it was. That's fun. Your future you appreciates the genocide.
I just wanted to make sure that my character is going to be strong enough when I get to the end.
Right.
Because you got to take on a bronze dragon in the end. So.
You don't want to take on Bronze Dragon in your fucking underoos, do you?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
my thief needed better armor.
you
damn it.
had to kill all the men, women, children, Anakin. So
My thief went from a -1 AC to a -4 AC. So
that's a massive improvement.
exactly.
In AD&D. You had to.
Yep.
It was inevitable. You were inevitable. Did you at least snap?
No, I didn't need to.
No?
Nah. Swinging swords and throwing spells was enough.
Right.
Yep.
Look at you, Thanos.
Anyways. So what's up with you?
I'm going camping.
You're going camping.
I leave tomorrow. Tomorrow being Monday. If things go well, I will not talk to another fucking human being for 3 days.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that aspect of this camp.
More power to you, man.
Yeah,
I wish you well. Like,
it's just, I'm not going too far. This is basically a gear test for a lot of things. So I just chose a local provincial park.
okay.
And it's just like, I've got everything kind of sorted out that I think I need. So when I get to the camp, get everything set up, that is when I'm going to know, like, oh, I'm missing half the shit that I need, or I have twice as much crap that I don't need. So, yeah, this is going to be the big test for my new tent that the kids got me for Yule. This is a 9-meter bell tent, canvas tent. So,
I've seen your picture of that. Yeah.
you're going to get that set up. I had it set up in my backyard, but it was lack of real space to set it up properly. So
It did look like it was still a little condensed.
yeah. So the site that I'm going to be going to, I can stretch it out to its proper dimensions.
Have so much room for activities.
So much room for activities. And like I said, at this point in time, now it's just a matter of figuring out food for the trip, which
Plot your meals. Or are you going to make a run into Localville?
I'm gonna plot some meals out. Realistically, it's supper, breakfast, lunch, supper, breakfast. That's it. So only like 3 breakfasts.
So you're only doing 2 nights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like go out Monday, come back Wednesday.
Okay.
Like checkout time is like 2 p.m. So
Yeah. There's something else that we haven't discussed off air about next Friday
oh yeah.
going to London.
Yeah.
So I need to get tickets for that.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Okay.
We do need to get tickets.
How many we looking
Well,
at?
I got to get Sky and Tally. So
Okay.
I got 3 with them.
Do you want to grab me one just to be on the safe side?
What about Carter?
I'll ask him.
That's why I left. I hadn't decided anything.
Yeah.
But Friday is probably best for, at least it's better for Tally and Sky.
This Friday coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
Sky was better with Friday, Saturday, but Tally's not available Saturday. So
Gotcha.
the middle of the week is just awkward.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday is the other screenings.
How many days are they showing it?
They're doing 4 screenings.
Screenings?
Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Ah, okay.
It's Dogma. Is it 25?
25, and they're calling it the Resurrection because of getting it out of fucking Harvey Weinstein's greasy fucking meat hooks.
Yeah. Did Kevin ever say how that came about?
Well,
Just backers, right? Is what I
think it was somebody must have bought it off of Weinstein and then fucking backdoored it to Kevin, because Kevin was saying Smith tried to buy it off of Weinstein a bunch of times.
He kept the price way too high.
Yeah, and he kept jacking the price up every time Kevin asked him.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
He kept bumping the prices up. So somewhere along the line, Harvey Weinstein probably needed legal money
You think?
for whatever reason.
And that or, money in his commissary.
Right. So somehow, some way, we'll probably never know the actual true story
Yeah.
of how
There's limits to that kind of stuff. What can get out to the
NDAs.
public. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All we know is it's back in Kevin's access again.
Yeah.
Whether he has it or whether they're letting him use it, whatever the case, Kevin's got his hands back on it again.
and it's to the whoa, hold on. No to Carter.
No to Carter? Okay.
No Carter. He's there's a
Magic?
Magic pre-release that Friday.
Got it.
But yeah, Kevin, I think when he first got possession again, or however this works about, it inspired him to start writing Dogma 2.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
So-
that happens to him a lot.
He gets his toys back and he goes, I like this stuff. So
And when he gets to have that kind of fun,
Yeah.
we're always along for the ride.
oh yeah. Wow. He said, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. You, on the other hand,
Just I don't remember every little fucking detail.
it's a fucking massive point of the whole first movie.
Yeah, I know, but
It's like missing the Adam and Eve portion of the Bible. Kind of important.
I watched another Kevin Smith movie this week. Actually,
What?
I forgot I didn't mention that. Yeah, I rewatched Jersey Girl.
oh shit.
I
the
fucking-
most maligned one.
I fucking love that movie.
I liked it when I saw it too. I don't understand why it got the hate that it did.
It got the unnecessary Bennifer hate, but they are great together in it. And then,
Right.
okay, spoilers. She dies 20 minutes into the movie.
Right.
Not even
She's
20
not around fucking forever in the
Yep.
flick.
They really only have like 2 key scenes together.
Right.
And then she's gone. And you know what? Liv Tyler and Ben, well, I believe this was the first time they worked together.
That counts true.
And then Michael Bay or Bruckheimer, whoever did Armageddon, said, "Hey, you guys were great together in that Kevin Smith flick.
Can
Come back."
you guys roll around on the grass and kiss? They'll love this. Oh, okay.
Ben, do some kinky shit with some animal crackers.
I'm in.
They just Jersey Girl is to me one of the most underrated rom-coms out there. It's a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
Carlin is just it's Carlin.
It's Colonel. And the little fucking moppet
Yep.
was adorable.
Yes,
so
she was.
I've seen it a couple times. It's not in my collection. It should be in my collection if I want to be the fucking completist that I. But I got the Jeff Anderson movie. That should be enough, right?
Sure. Right? The reason, and I get why it might not be, because it's not a View Askew flick. Even though it's a View Askew production, it is not a View Askew flick.
No, vastly different
There's
than
no Jay and Bob anywhere near this movie.
Pond of Rock, though.
Was there Pond of Rock?
No,
I didn't think so. Wait a minute. I know that's in Highlands.
It's
but
in Highlands. There's a couple scenes where somebody's on the shore looking at the ocean, and when they did the emo Kev sections of Smodcast, everybody's like, "Aha! We know where it is." He's like, "No, that's not it."
No, there's nothing that like in the View Askew universe in this movie at all. So, no references. You don't see any of the other players. No Jay. Kev doesn't even have a cameo.
Nope.
Nothing like that.
Well, he said you've got fucking heavyweights like Ben Affleck, George Carlin, Liv,
Will Smith at the end.
So, like, Jennifer fucking not Aniston. Jennifer Aniston jumping.
It's getting all those Hollywood gens mixed up, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez.
Ben's current wife.
Yeah, of course it was fucking Lopez. I told you that.
The Sweeney Todd bit, though, gets me every time. Take her to see Cats. Cats is gone. Okay, let her pick anything else. And she picks Sweeney Todd. Sure. A movie about murder.
Right.
Murder and cannibalism, essentially.
Yes.
I've still not watched Sweeney Todd myself. I've never watched it.
I think I read. Did I read? I'm familiar with Sweeney Todd.
A lot of people have said that the Johnny Depp flick was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, Helen Bonham Carter was in that one as well.
Yeah. Was it Tim Burton who made that? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking Helen Bonham Carter.
Well, and-
Who else is
and
gonna
Johnny
be?
Depp. Yeah,
and
there
Johnny
you
Depp. Okay. Gee, where's the third part of that fucking tricycle? So, there he is, right there behind the camera. So,
But yes,
Tim was that Tim Burton? Yeah, it was fucking Tim Burton.
I don't know Tim Burton. I can name I think 3 movies of his. So
They are.
Beetlejuice was Edward Scissorhands was his, wasn't it? Yes. And Sweeney Todd. Then. He did Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, I blocked that one out.
Why?
I didn't. I'm a fan of the original. I did not like the Johnny Depp one.
Just a Gene Wilder
Yep.
fucking
Yep.
fanboy.
And the Timothy Chalamet Wonka flick. I love that movie. To me, it was a good prequel to the Gene Wilder one. He embodied. He did a really good embodiment of what Wilder's version of Wonka is.
Yes.
So
Hold on a second. I might be wrong. One of the rare occasions.
Oh, wrong about what?
About who did the Wonka.
Well, no, Burton did do the one with Johnny Depp.
Ah, fuck. All right. Mike's
I'm
always right.
I am quite sure on that one. I'm quite sure he did that one.
Okay. I don't have to check that
because
I'm confident in my arrogance.
And they, that's the one where the Oompa Loompas were just one dude.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
Just copy and paste one dude.
Fucking bullshit. Unless they're actually real Oompa Loompas.
Well, no Oompa Loompas were harmed in the making of that flick, I assure you.
You can make that assumption and that assurance?
Because there was one dude. They copied and pasted him in Photoshop.
Or they're all the same.
No.
They're clones.
They were moving like
clones.
No.
They were clones. God damn it!
They were clones.
The clones.
Shit.
That's the title of this episode. The clones.
The clones. So we were talking about Dogma.
Well, we were actually talking about my camping trip.
Yes.
But you decided you needed to talk about Dogma more.
Because when you said how many days, I was like doing the math. Okay. Yeah, he'll be back.
I did the math
and then
way
you said Wednesday.
before.
So anyways.
If I knew there was going to be a conflict, it would have been 2 days.
Okay. Well, still. Anyways.
Did you forget who you're
Question.
talking to? What?
Question.
What?
Are you bringing, you say you're going to not be on your phone, but are you still bringing it?
I'm going to bring it because I actually kind of have to, because the way you book sites now, they send you a barcode. So I have to take it.
You got to bring technology to
I
go see
have
nature.
to bring technology.
Are you going to be like listening to tunes and stuff? Like
No, actually, the campground that I'm in, no amplified music or radios at all. This is a quiet camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay.
This is Wheatley Provincial Park.
Okay.
They have
Don't think I've ever been.
four different campgrounds. There's a group camp. 2 other ones have water and power for like RVs and stuff like this. They can have radios and stuff like this. I'm at Boozy Camp. It is in a separate section. It's quiet. It is quiet.
Okay.
There is no electricity at the sites. There's no radios, no nothing. I could bring a drum or guitar or whatever, play that.
No amplifier.
No electronic or amplification at all. So I'm like, I like that idea.
You bringing a drum?
No.
No?
No. I don't know what. I know I'm going to bring a couple books.
Okay.
There is, based off of the comic book that I scripted for World of Myth.
Wanted to get to that.
I I talked to Steph, and I was like, did you like that? She goes like, fuck, dude, what? There is an idea got floated for something else.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to start getting, building the foundation for that. So this is gear test, focus, and no electronics. So I was playing with the idea of downloading some movies into the iPad and bringing that so I can, like, at night before, like, trying to go to sleep and just like, you know what? Hey, let's watch a movie. And I thought, that's not the point. So now I'm just going to read and try and get some writing, like, groundwork for this next idea. Just get started, to get percolating anyways. And we'll see how this goes. So
cool. Crystal mentioned yesterday when we were, because of something we saw at Costco, she's like, yeah, we need to be outdoors more. So
okay.
We haven't gone camping in years. We don't even own a tent anymore. Our tent's long gone. I don't even know what happened to that.
I happen to know a guy that can help you out.
But it's just, where is that coming from? Come on. We don't even go for walks like we were supposed to. Like,
okay, here's an idea. I'll lend you my old tent. You put it in your backyard. All right? Mm-hmm. You and Crystal go camping in the backyard. Leave your phones, no electronics, just a couple sleeping pads, sleeping bags. Rough it in the backyard. That way, at about like 12:30 at night, when you both were like, you know what, this sucks. You don't have to try and
probably wouldn't mind it. I'd be better with it than she would, to be honest.
Yeah, man. Give it a shot.
I have been sleeping in our bed again for a while now, but every once in a while, I still will pull out the bedroll and sleep out in the living room.
Yeah.
So sleeping out in the backyard is actually something I've wanted to do for a while.
I can help you with that, bro.
Perhaps, yes. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I don't mind.
It's
like you're not getting my new tent.
She saw this. She ended up grabbing one because it's regularly $400 for $150. But it's a portable speaker system, but it also works as a battery charge, like a
really,
charging station. And it's got a Pelican case. Like, it is completely durable and waterproof.
Huh?
Yeah. And looked up the reviews online. It's pretty well reviewed. Like, it's a decent unit. Some people say for the $400, that's a little pricey, but considering how durable and the waterproofness and whatnot, it's totally worth it. At $150,
it's crazy not to get it.
So now, whether she wants to keep it or whether it ends up being a Christmas gift, that part's still in the air. But
I bet you, you take it camping. Does it act as like a power station as well? Okay.
Yeah, you can plug phones and stuff.
Sure.
Like that, so
bring a fan, plug that in, or test it out beforehand. See how long a charge lasts.
Just for speaker usage, 40 hours.
Oh shit! Okay.
Speaker usage at a decent volume, it's supposed to have a over 40-hour life.
Wow. Okay, yeah. But like a fan will draw more.
Sure.
Yeah, I can hook you up with a tent.
Keep it in mind.
Yep.
When she wants to take those next steps, it's just something she threw out yesterday,
it's an idea to play with. That way, you have the softest possible landing.
Sure.
Like, we're not taking you out to the middle of fucking Algonquin and dropping you on an island. It's like, good luck. And
I wonder. I haven't been. What's CM Wilson's like anymore? Like, I ain't been out there in ages.
It's looked after. The last time I was out there, there's just been like a long period of rain, so it was pretty beat up. I'm assuming it's probably in better shape now. So, but because when I looked about where I wanted, like CM Wilson's was right up there about like, okay, it's right there.
Yeah.
So
5 minutes away.
yeah,
Quite literally from here.
literally. So if shit goes sideways, he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home. So
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the sites as well. So like CM Wilson's has rough sites, rough being like no power.
Right.
And then right across the street from it is like, here's power and water, that kind of thing. So Wilson's, you can't swim in the pond.
That was one of my biggest things.
Yeah.
What's the pond like now?
The pond right now is probably fine because it's when it gets hot, that's when the bacteria kicks in. So, but you're not going to want to swim in the pond right now because it's too goddamn cold.
My parents spend a lot of time out at a campground out past Morpeth. It's like right across
Wildwood.
I think that is it. Yeah. It's right across from the lake. Yeah. So yeah, they tend to go out there. Well, they got friends out there, and then they'll rent a trailer for a weekend or whatever.
Yeah, my cousin's got a trailer. I'm actually going out to Wildwood at the end of July for a family reunion.
Oh, cool.
So I know.
There's
what
a chance you might see my parents in passing out there.
Yeah, probably.
They spend a lot of time out that way.
Yeah, no, the last time I was in Wheatley was decades ago. So
I don't think I've ever actually been that.
yeah, I had a friend of mine, my old work wife. She was like, if you go talking camping, she bought a trailer, and she was like, if you go to Wheatley, you got to go to this lot. It's the best one in the entire place. I looked at it and went, well, that's pretty cool. But
is there rules about, like, could you just take your tent and go to where that trail was where we went and shot that stuff? Is it against the law to camp there?
I don't think it's against the law. It's not.
Like, you don't have a watering hole at all.
No,
so
no.
You're on
like
your own for that.
If there was anything, like, it's as rough as you're going to get when talking about the place that we went and did the shoot. You would have to literally bring everything.
Yeah.
So there's no water, there's no power.
Yeah.
So
there was a creek.
There was a creek. Yeah, I wouldn't want to drink out of it.
No.
Not without a proper filtration system.
Yeah. Bring a Brita.
Bring a Brita. Because there's so much runoff from the fields all around that.
Yep.
Roundup. So
It'll clean you right out.
that's right. The carcinogen that just keeps on giving. So no, I would not drink any of that stuff. There's another thing that you would look like if you're really interested in like really rough camping, Crown land. You're legally allowed to camp on Crown land for, I want to say 3 weeks in a row.
Really?
You can stay, if you can find Crown land, you can legally camp, rough camp. You can't knock anything down or anything like that. 3 weeks. Then you're like, go.
Rough camping is definitely not my bag. No.
No.
I'm too much of a pansy.
Rough camping is not my idea of a good time either.
For me, in general, I am probably going to want to have electric. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Water if there's a tap available or at least something.
If you look at like Wilson's, definitely has water, definitely has powered lots.
I think the last time we went was a place called Jefferson Junction, which is out Longwoods Road. I think it's near Glencoe, maybe.
Okay,
it's in that vicinity, I think.
I'll have to look for that one. No, I found a couple websites. Like one of them, the ones is Hip hip camping or something like that. It's Airbnb for camping.
Oh, hey.
So you have a lot of people with private lots and stuff like this. And they're like, here's a spot. You can camp here. We have enough room for trailers up to X number of feet. You can have a fire. There's electricity hookups. There's sewer hookups for certain spots. There's water hookups for certain spots. And then sometimes it gets a little bit rougher as you go down the list. I found a spot for $22 a night.
Nice.
I'm just like, that's a pretty good deal. Sure. So
yeah. A trailer to me is not camping outside of the folding sides ones,
pop-up ones.
Yeah. That would still consider camping, but when you're getting like a house on wheels, I don't really consider that camping.
Glamping.
That is glamping.
That is definitely glamping.
That's level 1 glamping.
Yeah. Well, no. Level 1 glamping is a yurt or one of those authentics at Peely has them. You can rent them. Basically, it's a structured soft wall tent kind of thing. It's got enough room for 8 people, I think it is. But it's got heat and it's got power and it's got.
I was wrong. No, the last time we went camping like with a tent and whatnot was the Jefferson Junction one. So friends of ours at the time, they had like a regular spot out there. His parents had a trailer out there and stuff like that. No, the last time we went to a campground was a couple years ago. We went to the place in Kitchener, Binghamans.
Oh, Bingham Park.
Binghamans, yeah. We got a small cabin, just like the simple bunk cabin,
4 walls and a roof kind of thing.
Yep. It had bunk beds and then a lower flatbed. We slept on the lower flatbed. I climbed up on the top bunk and then had a hell of a time getting back down.
I remember that story.
Right across the road, like literally like 30 feet away, was like a small house of cabin, like the type of cabin that had it all. It's that we were fine with what we had for the one night that we were there. Yeah.
It all depends on your level of comfort that you need to make it through the night.
Around like, literally, we could walk like 50 to 100 feet through the woods right behind our cabin, and you're on the other side of the grounds, and they had converted storage containers.
Oh,
that had like a big bay window door, and I think they had AC. Like,
hey, now I like the outdoors. Not that much.
Not that much. Considering how warm and muggy it can get.
Oh, yeah.
I could see the appeal.
Yeah. Shipping container with AC, you say?
Yep. Bingham has them.
No, I said I was talking to a friend, and her husband, and I think her family, they were looking at a large parcel of land, like up north, like up north, up north, and they're going like, hey, there's like hundreds of hectares. If you like, you're more than welcome to come. I'm just like, maybe
that's that rough.
That's. I said, well, I said, I'll bring my tent. She goes, no. You'll want to get a bunkie or something. I was like, hey, good point. So
you're not Survivor Man.
No, you would definitely die. I was like, fair point.
A tent is just a burrito wrapper for a bear.
It is. Absolutely it is. So, like I said, I don't know if they're ever going to pull the trigger on that, but it's fucking nice to think about.
As I understand it, Sean Magoon has something that way.
Really?
He came into a bunch of money when, like, his dad or somebody, he came into a bunch of money and supposedly he
fucked off up north.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Now, he was supposed to be off grid, but I think I was still seeing him online every once in a while.
Yeah.
So,
as long as you get a 5G connection up in the fucking sticks, you can still somewhat function.
Yeah, last time I spoke to him in person, he was like in the process of getting ready to go. Like,
oh shit!
Yeah, I saw him in passing on the street somewhere, and he's got this plot of land, and off he's going.
Good for him.
So,
Fucking right.
yep.
Nothing better than fucking getting chased by a bear around fucking
Hey, cardio.
cardio. No, so I'm looking forward to this camping trip. This is my first camping trip in a couple of years, I think. So, camping trip.
What
So,
what are you bringing for supplies?
supplies?
Like, outside of the food, whatever. Tent.
Cot. I got a new cot because sleeping on the ground sucks. And I am old and fucking fragile at this point in time.
I get it.
Was it the last time I went? It was that Conjure camp in Niagara. I had an air mattress, but my tent was lower. So and in my new tent, I can actually stand up. That's fucking key to a lot of things right there. I have a new kettle. That was a major thing that I fucking dropped the ball on the last time I went. The kettle that I had, the whistle spout thing, only opened up like a half an inch. So it's virtually impossible to get water in there.
Okay.
I'm just like, I need coffee. And you are
That's a necessity.
You are slowing me down from accessing coffee. You almost the kettle almost got chucked into the deep woods. That littering, Smokey the Bear, fuck. So Mags and I went to thrift shopping, as you're apt to do. And so the one place we went to is like, here's a kettle. I open up the lid, like, ooh. Put you back. That was fucking a disaster looking at that.
Was it moving?
No, it wasn't moving.
Okay.
But it probably did at one point. I was like, I don't want to.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Like a fucking face hugger comes bursting out of my fucking kettle.
Dead rat tea.
So there's like that level of protein and fucking bubonic plague that really fucking gets the morning going.
If it's only bubonic, it's fine.
I know.
It's fine.
Yeah, probably got a shot for that.
Exactly.
So we went to another one. I found another kettle, and I opened it up, and I was like, well, it looks better than the last one. So I said, I'll get this, and I said, I'll try and clean it up. And Mags, like, as we're driving, Mags is like, Googling, how do you clean a tea kettle? I was like, it's not that big of a deal. She goes, vinegar and water.
Sounds pretty common.
Yep. So I said, I got home, I soaked it. It looks brand spanking new.
Nice.
So, new kettle. I was supposed to be getting a solar panel from Amazon. I have an EcoFlow power station. That was another one of the things I want to test out for a longer camp for hearing aids and stuff like this.
Yes.
So I need if I need to bring my hearing aids, I have to have a source of power to charge my hearing aids.
You might want the hearing aids to hear the bears coming.
Right. At the very least. So the whole idea of that test was like solar panel, power station, charging up hearing aids, phones, and stuff like this. Because if I bring my hearing aids, I have to bring my phone because the controls for the hearing aids are in the phone. So if I want to get away from electronics,
Let me give you one tip regarding the phone then. Something you might not have thought of.
What's that?
Put it in airplane mode.
Ooh.
When you get there, put it in airplane mode. That way it only works for what you need the immediate. Like, I think you put it in airplane mode, and then how does it connect to your headphone? Your
Wi-Fi or Bluetooth.
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
So you just turn that on, so it only has the local connection, and that keeps you disconnected.
Ooh, I never thought of that. Fucking look at you.
Trying to help.
Smarty pants. You're a tech genius guy.
I wouldn't say genius is a stretch.
Genius! Take it.
Nope.
Fucking.
Nope.
Fucking
I am
take
not.
it.
This is part of the conversation that I don't want to talk about that occurred over the last few days. Is that I don't like unwarranted praise, especially when it's thick. Like, I'm so good.
Fucking not faking anything.
I'm not a fucking genius. No, I'm just where I'm at right now because of my failings, and what I'm not doing and stuff. I don't deserve that kind of talk.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
No.
Bull.
No.
Shit.
Nope.
Bullshit.
I don't deserve it. I don't.
Why don't you? Why do you
What have I
think
done to deserve it? I told you about a setting on your phone that is common knowledge.
Yeah. Common knowledge to me? No. Makes you a genius to me. Yes.
No.
You don't hold my opinion in high enough standard?
See,
is that what it is?
That was the argument I was using towards in the other direction. But that's again different thing.
Yeah.
But no, okay.
I'm not smart enough for Jason.
To take, I can kind of accept. You want to call me a tech genius? Fine, because I did give you something helpful.
Where do you work?
I talked to. I work in a warehouse.
Where do you work, motherfucker?
In a warehouse.
At
Tech Savvy.
You are techie.
No, not really. There's a reason why I'm not on the phones.
You're just antisocial.
That just grew over time.
That's the warehouse talking right there. Oh, trust me, brother. Trust me.
Tom was on the phones, then got put into shipping, sent back off the phones, and God, he hates it. He's livid. Livid. Yeah. And then he hears about some of the BS that's occurring in the shipping department, and he just makes him more angry.
Everywhere you go, there's shit that goes on. Like, you just figure it out. You'll be fine.
Yep.
It's all good.
Just shut up, do your job, get done. When you're done, shut it off. All
right. That's all you got to do. You're there for 8.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Although I try to tell that to my wife, and with the way she's been treated at her job,
fuck,
passed over multiple times. Right?
They said Mag's in the same position about fucking not so much promotion or anything like this, but they're like, hey, your job has to have 5 people. You'll do with 3. So
that's not where Crystal's at. Crystal likes her job now. Like where she's at, she's in the warehouse. She loves it. That's her. She's happy.
I told you from day one, did I not? When I got into the warehouse, you were still on phones or whatever. I go, get the fuck out of there. You don't need to do that shit. Get in the warehouse. You'd be fucking happy. I don't want to be a fucking warehouse by myself. Trust me, bro. What's my favorite line? Mike's always right.
I don't like. I just the problem with my job is the work is slow. So,
do you know what you do? Fucking bring a book.
That's my problem. That's what I'm not doing. And yeah, I know. No, I have options when it comes to that stuff. Well, I have stuff.
There's fucking wizard magazines right there.
I know. Yeah,
fucking. There, see those?
I can't get to my box that has all my wizards in it right now. So
fucking borrow.
I got stuff. I got stuff piled up. No, I was supposed to pull them out so you bring them for you.
Yeah, we'll get there. There's a pile. See those hardcover books that all look like the same?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a manual, an encyclopedia of home improvement.
Oh, the Time Life books? Are they Time Life? Are they the original Time Life home improvement series? I remember those infomercials. Plumbing 101 and Electrical 101. And I remember those commercials distinctly.
No, it's not Time Life. It's not Time Life.
Not Time Life. Okay.
It is the Illustrated Do-It-Yourself Encyclopedia Popular Science.
Popular Science.
Yeah.
What's the year on that?
This is...
what's the copyright?
Old as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I can tell.
Nope, that's not it. 1956.
Whoa, dude. I'm not going to say they could be worth money, but that is something, though.
Do you know where I found those? I found that entire collection. I think I have the entire collection from the Restore years ago. Years ago, they were sitting there together in a pile, and I'm just like I'm walking through, and I'm like, well, hold on, what is this? And I back it up a step. And it's the Encyclopedia of Do-It-Yourself from 1956 from Popular Science. And I was like, you're coming with me. So, and Mags is like, what the fuck? I was like, shut up, woman.
This is actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just the brief little perusal here. Like, yeah, okay, some of the technology is definitely going to be dated, but a lot of the stuff I'm just briefly seeing here, that still holds up. That's still, that's how you want to do that. Anchors. And
Yeah, there's one where it talks about changing your oil and stuff like that. Like, what do you do with the waste oil? So, well, just dig a hole in your backyard and pour it in a hole. I was like, really?
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's the 55.
So there's some of those things that just kind of like, I don't know if that's the way to go about that.
Not anymore, no.
But yeah,
that's
I saw that.
70 years old.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
pretty cool. Yeah, like some of the stuff like how to make a curve in drywall.
Oh, yeah, that'd be handy.
And like some how to do all this stuff that was common knowledge 70 years ago. So
that would have been handy when it was the little things that I've made over the years.
Yeah.
Like I made a thing to hold our dog's water bottle.
Yep.
This
is Google.
Yeah.
This is Google before Google was even a fucking glimmer in whoever's eyes.
Yep.
So if you wanted to learn how to build shit, you had to find somebody to teach it, or you found a book.
Yep.
And I found a dozen books.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
I never really looked to see what those were there.
There's a couple old books in there as well.
Very cool.
So, and once the fucking nuclear bombs drop, guess who's going to be fucking king of the world, bitches?
First EMP that
right
coming
here,
to you. Yep.
Right here.
Yep. We need humanity's knowledge base.
We need humanity erased.
Well, hard reset.
Yeah,
that is a theory.
Yeah, that's what we need. Fucking good fucking natural disaster.
Yeah, maybe.
Level that playing field.
Some would argue that might be the way to go. Sure. Yep.
Mike's never wrong.
Oh boy.
What?
Nah. So what do you want to talk about now?
Camping. Jason being sad.
Sad isn't even exactly the word.
Oh, that's right. Jason whining.
All over. Yeah. There you
go. What else? Shit. Oh, did you see the goddamn disaster that's going on in my neighborhood?
The fair?
The baseball games. Oh my God. There's so many people in this neighborhood right now.
Did you happen to hear what the city council meeting, what they're looking to build down the road?
I heard at one point in time they're looking at taking the soccer field out and building a bigger baseball diamond.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
They want to make a bigger one.
Yeah. Well,
that'll be fully accessible.
Yeah. The problem with the current baseball diamond, for the level of baseball that is being played by the Barnstormers, it is a ridiculously short field in left field for baseball at that level. And there's dudes jacking balls out of this fucking park.
Are they playing? They're playing hardball, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It was a softball field.
Not originally.
I thought it was.
No. No, it was always a hardball diamond, but it was a short field for like it wasn't for senior men's level of baseball. It was always like Chatham Minor Baseball Association. So that level, kids teams. So it's a great park for kids teams. Men get on the field, especially if you're swinging lefty. That short field, just like, oh, look at there. I'm going to pad my stats. So
honestly, it's probably the same size as Wrigley Stadium in Chicago.
Not the left field. It's not that close.
Wrigley is small.
It's small. They could, to solve a lot of their problems right now for that left field fence, raise the fence.
Yeah.
Raise the fence. So, like, put another layer of fencing on there. That'll cut down on a lot of shit.
That and the really tall netting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's like, even when we were talking, my brother, very good baseball player. He's like, these guys are going to crush the ball over that fence. And they're like, sure shit. Just like, whew. Like, it was like the last game last night was 12-9.
Wow.
So it's like, hey, can we stop throwing up football and rugby scores on a baseball game, please? And everybody's all of a sudden switching over to the swing left in the batter's box just because. It's so short out there. No, I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard the other day.
There's already people bitching and complaining about it. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The stadium that they have right now for the baseball is not exactly accessible.
It's definitely not. That's the biggest problem.
Right. They have ramps, but they don't have flat sections for a bunch of people with accessibility needs. Mm-hmm. And they've already dumped so much money into this thing. They're not going to tear down the bleachers that they just put in there to like modify it that much.
It's got tech-savvy fiber internet.
Oh, shit, yeah. Dude, like just before the season started, I went outside to look. There was 5 tech savvy trucks there working on that. And I was like, holy cow. Yep. It's so big.
And because they stream the games and whatnot.
Yep.
They make sure they have solid work there. I know the guy who installed it also.
Oh yeah. And I said the amount of money that's being dumped into that diamond and the fence that they put up, like, they didn't get the cheap shit.
Nope.
So they just like, you know what? We got this all kinds of fucking barnstormer money they're going to burn.
They don't want the D-gens getting in there and ruining the place.
No, that's not even it. They leave the gates open.
Oh, do they?
Outside of barnstormer.
Really?
Because they close and lock the gates when the barnstormers are playing that way. There's only one, like, for ticketed entrances and stuff like this.
Right.
So there's one main entrance. That or you go in, like, you either buy a ticket or show your ticket. The gates open up after, like, when they're emptying people, which is light years better than the fucking construction yard orange fence that they put up there last year. And I was like, the fuck? Like, could you make this look even trashier? And they're like, oh, no, well, we got to keep the homeless people out. Well, fucking deal with the homeless people, and you won't have to worry about that. So another big point of contention, that is, air quote, the Fergie Jenkins field. Mm-hmm. Fergie Jenkins, if you don't know, is a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Cubs. Yes, Cubs. Okay. Played baseball for the majors for the Cubs. Born and raised in Chatham, went through Chatham Minor Baseball, the entire thing. That's cut his teeth into baseball here. Went to the majors, had a Hall of Fame career. When they decided to induct Fergie Jenkins into the Hall of Fame, the Cubs had a statue built in his honor, placed outside of their stadium. Mm-hmm. Great idea. Chatham, hey, He's from here. We're going to do the exact same thing. They copied the statue, a little bit smaller, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Did they put it at Fergie Jenkins Fields? No.
Where is it?
It's in front of the fucking Civic Center downtown on King Street, because that's the most important part of fucking Fergie Jenkins's baseball career.
You mean the Civic Center downtown that's probably not going to be City Hall after like next year or something if they go through with their plans?
What?
They want to move City Hall.
What?
Yeah.
No. Whatever would they do that for?
Yeah, they're looking to move City Hall into the old downtown Chatham Center Mall.
Who owns that?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So I knew all this.
I know.
So the statue of Fergie Jenkins that's tucked away in the fucking Civic Center and nobody fucking sees. They're going to move that when they move to the new hub. They're going to take that, not put it at Fergie Jenkins fucking field. They're going to put it in the fucking square at the fucking hub.
Yeah. No, it should be at the stadium.
Right.
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
It should.
So here's the thing that really...
It's not like they don't have a spot for it. There's plenty of room.
There's a fucking massive amount of room where it should be.
Yep.
So here's the thing that this set my brother off fucking hard. It was fantastic. He led the charge the one time. So they had one of the Chatham minor baseball teams won a major tournament across the street from my house. Big tournament. They won the whole thing. They went to do photos afterwards, as you're apt to do as a wing. You like this? I'm like, hey, we're in Fergie Jenkins Field. We're going to take a picture with the statue. Get in the van, kids. We got to go downtown to have the team picture with the Fergie Jenkins Hall of Fame memorial, not a memorial, but the Hall of Fame statue. Get in the van. We got to go downtown because Mayor Darren Kniff said it has to be here because that's where we do photo ops. Instead of having the fucking kids who just finished winning a championship crawling all over that statue across the street in Fergie Jenkins fucking park. Why would you put the statue of Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer, anywhere else but Fergie Jenkins fucking balls diamond?
I don't understand half the decisions that our city council makes, so I just shake my head.
I'm getting yelly.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
They're fucking stupidity.
Yeah, I met Fergie Jenkins once briefly.
Oh, yeah.
My dad played ball with him in a tournament.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Is your dad famous?
No.
No.
No, but he did play on a team with him.
Cool.
I think twice, actually.
No, I got a couple baseballs. I remember was at Fergie, before Fergie was inducted. He was like, oh, shit, Fergie Jenkins from Chatham. He fucking played for the Cubs, had a great career. Was down playing in a softball tournament of all things.
That's probably where my dad was.
Yeah. So my dad knew who Fergie Jenkins was. So he got me and my brother a couple baseballs signed by Fergie.
Nice.
And then flash forward decades later, Fergie was across the park for something. And we're like, here you go, sir. Can you sign these again? He's like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
But, it's freaking, fucking.
Are you all right now? Did you get it out? You feel better?
Fucking.
You feel better?
Some pent up frustrations.
You know what'll bring those frustration levels down? Wrestling.
God damn it. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Is there anything interesting in wrestling right now?
Thekla.
Yeah, that was a good debut.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
No, okay.
I've seen her once. I think I saw her once. I think she had a match with Athena in Ring of Honor like a while back or something.
She was a big Japanese.
I don't think she's Japanese, but she
had
worked
a
over there.
career in Japan.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Well, your prediction about the next WWE PLE is
happening. Yep.
Is moving along exactly where it was supposed
The
to.
only thing that bothers me is the men's Money in the Bank. There's somebody not in it.
Who?
Karrion Kross is not in it. They have one more qualifying match, and it's got Punk, AJ, and I can't remember who, and it's expected Punk's going to win that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Punk's probably going to win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And there's even a thought going around that he cashes in that night on Cena after the main event.
That's definitely a possibility. Kross
is getting
he's working his ass off to get over, and he's over.
He is.
And they're looking at like the one promo I saw. They're looking at having a program with Kross and Sami Zayn.
Yep.
That's fine.
I know, Sammy, you're never winning the title.
All right, yeah. But somehow they equate that program with Kross and Zayn as Zayn giving the rub to Kross. And I never believed Sami Zayn.
Nope.
I believe Karrion Kross.
Yep.
So
nope. Sammy is good for what he does, but he's too small for me to believe him as a legitimate threat to anything serious.
He's the Spike Dudley of the WWE.
Yes.
Yeah.
My God, yes. That is a great analogy. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's the spunky, undersized fucking.
Yep. Yes.
I'm going to try my hardest. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah. Yeah. You should be. So
he's kind of in that same boat as Ilya Dragunov is.
Yep.
And I think there's somebody else where they're so good at taking the punishment and just looking like they're just getting beat to hell.
Chad Gable.
It gets uncomfortable to watch. It gets uncomfortable for me to watch them sometimes because how good they are at selling and whatnot. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler was the same way. Shawn Michaels was the same way.
Good sellers, yes, but I'm like Ilya and Sammy are another breed where they just look like they're just getting murdered.
That the COVID match in NXT UK was Walter versus fucking Dragon Ilya.
I think that was the first one between them that I ever saw.
Yeah, it was just like, God damn,
yes,
stop, please stop. You're hurting him.
Nobody knows why, but apparently Gunther has deleted all tweets referencing wrestling recently.
Oh.
If you go to his Twitter right now, you'll only see stuff that's talking about his wife and stuff. So, did he say something that got him in trouble?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's just sick of wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah. Air quote wrestling.
Given who he's had to take on lately.
Yeah.
And then the promo he cut, we looked at Logan Paul and... fuck Logan Paul.
As much as I dislike Jey Uso, him super kicking fucking Logan Paul in the fucking mouth.
That's still image. God, you know what? I'm thinking about getting that framed.
He tried literally to put his fucking Jey Uso literally tried to put his fucking shoe through Logan Paul's face into his spinal column.
Jey Uso gained a notch in my book because of that one shot.
Just because he potatoed the shit out of fucking Logan Paul.
And there's that close up still image of it too. Like that I didn't even realize it was Paul at first when I first saw it.
Oh, because his face is so distorted.
It honestly looked like Chris Sabin to me.
Okay.
And then I read the comments and they said no, that was shit.
Hey,
yeah.
We like him now. Good, yeah.
Fuck Logan Paul.
Fuck Logan.
Every single Twitter post I see that mentions Logan Paul in wrestling, I just put fuck Logan Paul, period. And I get multiple people liking those.
Did you see the greatest wrestling related video on Twitter over the last week?
What's that to you? Because I've seen a bunch. So
okay, the greatest thing wrestling related on Twitter, the videos I've seen.
I'm afraid
is the party of fucking Natalia's birthday with all the fucking other women wrestlers on that boat. Oh my God.
Kayfabe is dead and we don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit. Fucking drunk Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan partying together. Fucking
on that
fuck yes.
Yeah, on that
trampoline fucking boat trip. Natalia, like, I'm getting everybody that isn't Charlotte Flair together and we're having a grand old time.
And goddamn, they all look good.
Like even Shayna Baszler had a smile on her face at one point in time.
Can you blame her?
No, I cannot.
I really was not expecting you to go there. Thought you were going to bring up something else that happened at an indie show.
Like what?
The dude that pissed on another dude.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that one? Yeah, I don't know where, but yeah, I guess, the guy's in the corner, guy's like up on top, like he's going to do the 10 punches, and no, pisses in his face. Wrestling.
But do you see why I decided to go the sexist route?
Much better.
Much better idea?
Much better.
All right. Remember,
much better.
Last week, you called me a misogynist.
Game over, man. It's game over.
This has been the Three Noes Podcast. Thank you for listening.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
Y'all come back now. Here.